Hey YouTube, Facebook, June the 6th, 75 years ago, D-Day happened. Little garden update. Whitefly. My buddy Brian Pruitt told me to break this out on him. Sprayed this evening when I got home. It's now about 8 o'clock and it just rained up here. So, got to spray again in the morning, but anyways, you got to spray up under the leaves to get them. They're on everything. I think they came from those glacier plants I grew over the winter in the greenhouse, moved them outside. I thought I had killed all of them, but evidently enough got out that now they're over there. My heirloom tomatoes, my squash, my cucumbers, down here in my cantaloupes, my tomatoes, my lettuce that's bolted. Oh, they're everywhere. I'm just gonna have to try to fight them. Bolted red giant, Brian Pruitt. You asked about seeds, man. Should be plenty to go around. Here's my bush style hydroponic tomatoes. These are Better Bush beefsteak. As you can see, they're starting to take off. This is running on Master Blend. Nutrients 950 parts per million, about 5.9 right now. I've noticed that with Master Blend I don't have much bounce around with pH. Seems to stay pretty stable, but yeah, these guys here are starting to go. You can see them up in there flowering, fruiting up, growing. Yeah, growing pretty good. Just a beefsteak style tomato here. That's all we got going on here, bush style. And looking all right. White flies all in them. Not one thing, it's another with a garden, right? Replaced my heirlooms that were in there with a celebrity. Nice little celebrity growing well. Cherokee Purple. Got his first big flower set, so nice plant. It's June. The next 2 months is when the garden up here will perform pretty well. I didn't get it in until the end of April this year, so a little behind. I got some bell peppers here. Mr. Stripey finally started making fruit, or at least it's got a few fruits, but started making flowers finally. Pruned a lot of this plant. Been having to prune it off a lot. These don't make a lot of tomatoes, but the ones they do are big. These are like a 90-day maturity plant, so take a while. Mr. Stripey, and then these are our supersonic hybrids. They're looking all right. It's kind of funky looking the way they're growing, but they're growing, flowering. A few tomatoes on them. Super Sweet 100. I cloned this plant out of a hydro plant last year and kept it alive, and it's not gonna make them like the hydro plants do, but they're making them. Got white flies everywhere. That neem oil didn't do nothing. So you gotta continuously spray it, but I don't think it affected them. I doused them pretty heavy mix of it. There's a supersonic here, flowering. Starting to set my fruits up here. See tomatoes coming in. Rutgers, determinate. These are determinate Rutgers. They say don't prune on them much. I've had to just for space. But flowers are coming in really well. Yeah, tomatoes are going to come on and set, hopefully. They're starting to set in there, starting to flower. Starting to get some good little fruit clusters, and they're looking alright, you know. It'll be a while. Excuse me. I had to prune these plants though, big time. There's too much growth, just growing everywhere. So I'm 6'2" and they're at my sternum right now. So pretty good for a determinate plant, wouldn't you say? Bush style, beefsteak style, big boy. Made 5-6 tomatoes and just crapped out on me. Not been impressed with these. I lost camera function there. This camera might fly over the fence tonight if it doesn't stop doing this. It's been acting up lately on me. Just cuts off in the middle of a video. Nothing like good old Chinese technology. Pathetic. Anyways, these are heirlooms, Cherokee purples. You can see the flower coming on with the flowers. Bring it on, bring it on. That's what I say. And got some little tomatoes have come in here and there. See some more down here. Here. Yeah, they're doing their thing. Brandywine, making some big, nice flower stems. This is a late tomato too, about 80 days, so hurry up and wait on those. But looking all right. My cucumber, I picked about a dozen cucumbers today. Some this morning, some when I got home. And heirlooms over here, squash plants, flowering up. Squash down there flowering, some heirlooms. Whitefly in those guys. Little cucumbers. Come on, little cucumbers. These are the whitefly bandits here that had them from this winter. These guys have gone crazy again when I started pulling all the ripe fruit. Not supposed to be heat tolerant, but they've started blowing up. But whiteflies put a pretty hard beating on these guys, sucking sap out of them. Bugs. What do? You can see all the pruning I've been doing there on those plants. Have been growing. These are my second run of celebrities here. Got them on a string, single stem. Grow these up about 8 feet. About 6 hours of full sun will catch them right here during the day. And then I've got some stuff in here, but the heat just stays up. You can see black and brown boar and supersonic, white tomasol back there. Just tomatoes in here and strawberries, peppers growing. A little bit of stuff in here. It gets so hot. All the windows open, trying to vent it. Fans running it. Just hot. Habanero, bells growing. These are a Serrano hot pepper. A little color in them. And strawberry plants, chives. These are the tomasols. They're making great flowers, but I'm not setting much because it's so hot in here. It's just too hot. They're making little ones though. Supersonic, getting a little in here. I think this is going to be a September to March, April. The best that'll grow in here. Maybe grow some in the winter. Should be able to grow plenty of lettuce. Stuff like this, Cuban peppers, they grow pretty well in the winter. These are what's coming this spring and summer. I had quite a bit of those. More bush style tomatoes, and I'm doing nothing. I'm about between the garden I have of a friend that got thrashed by the storm last week, and trying to work and take care of this, and just running on a ragged edge, trying to get gutters on the house and work and take care of this in the yard and take care of another garden and fight the rodents, the bugs, and work. I'm taking tomorrow and Wednesday off for some vacay. I'm going to go striper fishing up in Etowah between Rome and Cartersville for some big daddy stripers. Cold beer and fishing, that's what I'm talking about. Hopefully the squirrels will quit stealing my fruit. Everything near the ground, they were helping themselves too. But yeah, these plants are starting to do a little bit of the stuff that tomato plants do. Been kind of an exercise in maintenance and training, but yeah, you can see it's a nice Rutgers plant. This should start to fill up here with some tomatoes. Like I said, I didn't get everything in here till about April the 30th, so I mean, I'm not even 2 months in. Pretty happy. Should do good for June and July. So we'll see how it goes. I need to make some compost with all this bolted lettuce. But anyways, time to spray for whitefly in the morning, and hopefully keep the squirrels from eating everything. This is all back to Eden beds here. Compost tea, manures, compost, rock dust. That's all this stuff gets. all natural, and it's pretty healthy stuff. Looks pretty good. I don't know what this is. It came out of a mesclun mix, and I just let it grow and composted it. And then my beans, I had some old flimsy beans over here, and those rabbits and stuff are just having their way with those. So if they'll eat those instead of my tomatoes, I'll be happy. But yeah, guys, click on it and subscribe and keep up with me, or like, comments. Any better ideas than neem oil for whitefly? They have gone crazy in my garden, so try to edit these two videos together since the camera didn't cut off, and talk at you later. Thanks for watching.